I'm with Igor Mostovoy and Dhwani Soni. So there were lots of announcements that 8x8 made recently and at this conference. So what were some of the key announcements? I know there's Resolve and Pulse, and of course, Dhwani, we have to talk about Engage. So why don't we start with Pulse? What's that all about?
Absolutely. So a few years ago, we have been sharing since a few years ago actually, this vision of CIDP that we had, the Customer Interaction Data Platform, right? So Pulse is the first new product with a point solution on top of it. And essentially it's like, every company has their own data, their interactions, their calls, their emails, support tickets, CRM data, financial data, but it's usually hidden in the dark, or you need permissions, or you need governance, or you need legal advice to access it. So Pulse is based on our conversational OS, which is our native interaction data layer. And it's not just a token soup, it's compiled, it's contextualized, there's governance and compliance built in by design, by intention, and it's got the intelligence to know and string through the entire customer's identity through and through, and be able to surface the drill downs and the evidences along with the summaries, high level, everything that you need from there on. And in the world where the leaders are driving AI transformation, their tools are changing, and when they get access to data like the company-wide interaction data and be able to run processes on them, and be able to access that data in a manner that is comprehensible, they will be able to find the new KPIs there, and they will be running orgs which are very different from today.
So what would be a typical use case?
I could take so many personas. Let me start as like a CPO. In my old world, what would I do? I would probably go reach out to a SE, account manager, a field, or a customer, go fly out, talk to customers. Hey, how's my product doing, right? What would I do now? I go to Pulse, I pull together my UI, literally Pulse does all the reasoning on top of it. All I do is in a natural language, in English, I ask my assistant right there, hey, tell me the problems customers are facing with my product Engage, and pick the top 10 customers, summarize it, put it in a table, give me action items, and tell me the hotspots. Done. Within seconds, you get the reasoning, the details, summarized, tabularized, everything right there at your fingertips. All you need to do is act. I take it one step further. You don't even need to be I find this still reactive, but step one in adoption is them being able to see this, access this, right? Now, for them to become proactive, all they got to do is set this as a signal that can then send a digest to them via email, or use Resolve, or use proactive outreach, or any of our products. And it could be within an SMS, it could be through email, like I said, or text or internal chat. Like, we can literally do anything with that. So Pulse UI is the point solution on top of our native interaction data platform. And it's quite powerful. That's the CPO role. CRO may never go into Pulse, which is okay. But if they go, they can look at the churn accounts, the summarize accounts, the top 5 hotspots. They can look at areas of where upsell is concentrated, quick feedback on customers, all of that.
And they don't have to go, and they also don't have to go into it, and the
Correct.
Information can be proactively sent to them.
100%. Their operations team can set it up in Pulse, and it could just be a daily digest for them. At the end of the day, start of the day, however they want it. The point is that we do not want to be frictionful. We need this to be just supporting their current workflows, right? And when we do that, the information comes to them. It's the data that's working for them at that point. Right now, it's just sitting in black boxes, which is not great.
Okay, Igor, let's talk about Resolve.
Sure. So Resolve is a new platform that we announced a couple of days ago during the event, during the summit. And Resolve it closes a particular gap. So think about the history of our company, the history of 8x8. We've traditionally focused on your knowledge workers, on your contact center agents, or your people sitting in front of the computer on a daily basis. But that's just a fraction of the workforce out there, right? We largely have not been able to reach the rest of the workforce. Your people in a logistics center, working in a shop, working in a retail environment, working in a manufacturing setup. We call them digitally isolated people because organizations also lack methods to reach out to them. They use the overhead speakers, or they go to the store and do announcements to the entire group, or use emails, which often these people just don't even have the email, or Microsoft Teams, but seats are not given to digitally isolated people because it's just not cost efficient enough. So we see this gap, and we in Resolve closes this gap exactly. So what it does is allows the organizations to communicate to these people in a structured manner. As you said, using SMS, using WhatsApp, voice, whatever channel is picked, the organization picks, and it comes with the app, that sits on the unified communication infrastructure, and allows basically for a no-cost communication, no-cost delivery of the message to such employees, right? They don't need the DID, they don't need the email to install the app. They just log in using their personal phone number, and that's it. And that's the setup. So the product is built on unified communications, on CPaaS. It's sort of bringing, this one platform, one stack. This is one good example of a one platform product, right? Where we're
bringing the forces of a product
exactly
together,
right.
a platform together.
Exactly. We put our heads together, and we, close the gap not just by going down this particular technology or this particular technology route, but looked across the company and said, okay, how do we kind of pull our strengths together to really figure out the way we can help companies to reach the people without proper means of corporate communication.
So again, give me a use case or an example of how this would be used.
Yeah, think of a retail environment. Your IT manager says, look, the POS system is down, right? How do you communicate to every store in minutes, telling them what to do and what is the fallback, what is the workaround? So Resolve allows you to do that specifically. You can easily target the people who you need to reach out, blasting to the entire organization. You're not blasting to your route drivers, you're not blasting to the people in the corporate office who have nothing to do with it. You are targeting the people who are affected by this issue. It could, in the same retail environment, it also allows the people on the floor to report issues, such as, well, my system is down and I'm in the shop and such shop, and please take care of this, or I have a maintenance request, I have a freezer issue, or we have driveway issue, or anything like this. So it allows both the top-down communication from the company to the people on the ground, as well as people on the ground to communicate back to the company, that then creates a workflow to distribute this and announce this to a wider group if needed.
And it can also be used externally. I know the example was a school district can reach out to parents.
Sure. That's a very good example.
Yep.
Schools being able to register the parents inside the product, inside the contacts list, inside the database, and then your weather days, your snow days, your flood days, or closures, early pickup days. Again, this will all be communicated in a structured way. You don't need to deploy the app if you choose not to. You can just use SMS, you can use WhatsApp, you can even use voice calls. So it's really up to the customer how to set it up. Though upon us creating the environment for the customer, onboarding the customer, we create best practices. So we don't just give them an empty canvas. We make sure that they have something to start with, and then they can build upon it.
Okay. And Dhwani, we need to talk about one of my favorite topics, which is Engage, aimed at non-formal contact center agents. Yes. So tell us about Engage for people who aren't familiar with it, and then give an update.
Oh yeah, awesome. So yeah, Engage is a product that we launched, 18 months ago, I think. And this is a product which is built for the frontline workers, the autonomous workflow, which are not tied to their desk all day. They are out in the field. They could be fleet workers, they could be in the field, they could be nurses. They're not tied to desk or script or a routine, and they're like SMEs, right? So that's kind of Engage. We bring the power of queues to them, analytics to them, AI to them, but in a more mobile format, because they're deskless, they're not tied there, right? And they're moving around, they're servicing the customer on the go, but they still need the same kind of information that a contact center agent might need. As an example, like, I'm not saying that they need the script, because they're smart, they use the brain, they're SMEs, they're experts in their field. But what they need is like, okay, when was the last interaction? Oh, I'm getting a call, it's a transfer coming into me, and this is what the ticket is about, this is what was discussed, this is a wrap-up summary handed back to me. The customer's health score is like this, so the entire customer's history and all of this information right before I pick up the call. So now when I pick it up, it's full of context and I can serve the customer better, right? So you still need the same level of information, customer information, 360, most relevant information, but they are servicing them, not using like the typical contact center because they're not there. They are SMEs or experts out in the wild.
And it's not a contact center light, it's aimed at a totally different
Yeah,
audience.
I mean, this is more like I like to say more like the frontline crew out in the go, because these could be retail workers, these could be fleet workers, these could be tier 3 support agents, these could be the people who fix the cable for you.
Or salespeople.
Or sales. Yes, thank
Yeah.
you. Sales is actually one of our biggest use case that's happening, and entirely differently because there are sales teams in automotives and other micro hyper verticals that are using it, and they're like, oh my god, all of these conversations that was happening on like in a shadow IT manner, and when a salesperson walks out of the door, the knowledge walks out with them. Now, not only I get to keep the knowledge inside, they're servicing on the go. When they leave, it's company memory, it stays with me, but oh boy, the amount of information I get about my competition through just leveraging this product, it's amazing, right? So it's a very different use case, but this is working really well for sales.
And it's also consumption-based pricing, so if you don't use it, you don't pay for it. If you use it, you pay
So
for it.
that's coming up. So we launched that in beta, and there's a self-service that's coming up. Oops, maybe I should, but like it's okay. It's soon. So and if you're a UC customer, we're launching this through our app store very soon. And when the self-service goes out, you get 3 months of free usage, and after that you can continue. You will start billing, but also you can just pause if you don't like it. But the power of just trying it in your infrastructure, which is already set up, and getting up and go between under 48 hours, it's awesome. It's that frictionless deployment.
Well, you guys have been busy, so thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Blair.
Thank you.